happening today. The Senate is holding a hearing on threats to the homeland. Alexandria Hoff joins us live from the White House with the latest. Alexandria.
Hey, Ainsley, good to be with you. This is happening as we understand that the incoming Trump administration is interviewing candidates for FBI director. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance indicated as much in a post on X that he later deleted. So today could be one of the last, if not the last time that we're hearing in such a venue from current FBI Director Christopher Wray. He's addressing the Committee on Homeland Security on worldwide threats that are taking place right now and what they're trying to combat. Homeland Security Secretary, of course, Alejandro Mayorkas is going to take questions as well. That's likely going to drum up a debate on President-elect Trump's plan to enact a mass deportation plan on his first day in office. The president-elect has stated he is open to declaring a national emergency for this and using military assets to organize such an effort. Illegal immigrants with criminal records, will be of priority, according to incoming Border Czar Tom Homan. Now, according to source data and reporting from Fox News' Bill Malugin, so far this fiscal year, there have been 194,000 gotaways, 1.8 million known gotaways under the Biden-Harris administration. And the impact that the border has had on drug smuggling has been of plaguing concern, likely to be brought up today. So far this year, there have been more than 61,000 deaths attributed to fentanyl. President-elect Trump has nominated South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem to replace Mayorkas. She has called the U.S. southern border a war zone. And farther outside of our borders, but really too close for comfort still, that is the threats coming from China and Iran. Those are likely up for discussion today, particularly as they pertain to critical infrastructure. Steve, I'll send it back to you. And the hearing is at 10 o'clock. You'll see a lot of it right here on Fox. Alex, thank you very much. All right. Meanwhile, also this morning, justice for Laken Riley as the illegal migrant who was sentenced yesterday because he murdered her, now sentenced to life behind bars. Her heartbroken mother spoke out. Did you see this?
This sick, twisted, and evil coward showed no regard for Laken or human life. Your Honor, I'm asking you to please give Jose Ibarra the same thing he gave us when he made the choice to take Laken's life and destroy ours. He showed no mercy on Laken when she was begging for her life.
It's hard to watch. Our next guest argues it is open border policies like these that help cost Democrats the election. New York Post columnist Miranda Devine joins us right now. Miranda, that was hard to watch, but we saw it coming. So many families across the United States have been impacted by crime like this. And the administration just is like, it's not really that big a problem, it would seem.
Yes, Steve, it really is a striking lack of empathy or concern for the victims and their families and everybody else who lives here in fear of the same thing happening to them and their loved ones. You heard yesterday in that really heartbreaking scene in the courtroom, Laken Riley's friends who were the same age as her, young, early 20s students, and they all said that they felt themselves scared to go out. They'd lost their peace of mind, they'd lost their best friend, and they were also in fear and had PTSD themselves. Yeah. And so that's the ripple impact across the entire community of these crimes. And of course the Riley family is suffering the most terrible heartache. And so nothing from Joe Biden. Donald Trump met with the families of these victims during the campaign, even before the campaign. He genuinely showed empathy for them, regardless of the politics. And Kamala Harris couldn't even bring herself to admit that she was the border czar and explain why she never did anything to stop this influx of illegal aliens.
And regarding that influx of illegal migrants, and we've seen millions of them come into our country over the last almost 4 years, Miranda, they broke into the country. And then the Biden administration essentially invited them in. Okay, you broke the rules, but you're going to have your day in court. We're going to figure this all out. You would think that if they invited people in, there should be at least one ground rule. You break any laws, you get convicted of anything, you are back. There's no second chances. You are going back.
Yes.
And if that would happen, what we saw yesterday in that courtroom in Georgia, given the fact that he had a long criminal record, that would not have happened by him.
That would not have happened. As you said, he broke into the country. He found his way, probably taxpayer funded, to New York, which is a sanctuary city, was put up in the Roosevelt Hotel at taxpayer expense, and then was given a taxpayer funded ticket to go to Georgia after he was arrested for a crime and released again. What are we doing importing criminals into this country? It's inevitable that the American people will be hurt. It is an insane policy. I don't know how anyone benefits.
No kidding. A lot of people are shaking their heads going, I know exactly what she's talking about. She's absolutely right. Read her columns in the New York Post. Miranda, thank you very much for joining us on this Thursday.
Thanks, Steve.
You bet. All right. Now to the trial of Daniel Penny, which is to resume in about 90 minutes. The big question is, will he take the stand? That's next.